everyone, I am Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are just going to do a collective reading, just whatever would like to come up. So chances are, if you were drawn to this reading or drawn to the title of the reading, there is likely a message here for you. So take what resonates and leave what does not. Something that I've kind of learned when it comes to the, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That's true. You should never try to make anything fit that does not feel like it's supposed to fit, right? But keep in mind, if there is something that comes across in a reading that really triggers you, that is something that you should explore a little bit deeper, and not in the sense of that message must be true, make it fit. Not in that sense, but in the sense of why did this trigger me in the way that it did? Because a trigger is reflecting to you a fear, an insecurity, a belief that you're holding on to that may be weighing you down a little bit, but a trigger is showing you an aspect that needs to be healed. And it's not because you're broken, it's not because there's something wrong with you, but it's trying to show you, hey, this is a little bit of a sore spot. Let's address this wound and take time to examine what is being triggered in you, like the feelings that are being triggered and why those feelings are being triggered, and kind of examine that a little bit more. Again, don't force the message to fit regardless, but if a message has the potential to trigger you in a powerful way, there is something of value in it, not in the message itself, but in the fact that it was able to trigger you. It's helping you to see where you have a sore spot or something that just needs to be looked at. So let's see. Are there any messages that are wanting to come through for the collective right now? Any guidance? Any insight? Any wisdom? Anytime you are triggered, anytime you're sitting in survival mode, anytime you're feeling insecure or anxious or emotional, what you need to understand in those moments of time, it's highly likely that you are not seeing the truth of a situation. You're not going to see the truth of a situation when there's a lot of tense energy involved in it. I kind of feel like for some of you, it's like you're engaged in some sort of battle or conflict with another person, and the battle has been going on for so long that the truth and the reason for this and the purpose has all been lost, and there's only focus on winning or losing. Don't look at the battle. Don't look at the conflict. Look at what the conflict is trying to tell you. There's also this message. There's some sort of communication breakdown, and that's what's creating the conflict. The communication breakdown is what is creating the conflict, and there's a need to speak with more clarity. There's a need to get to the bottom of the situation. There's a need to it's like there's this energy of like the battle is because there is some sort of there's some sort of dishonesty, or there's a fear of dishonesty, or there's this fear that there's something being hidden, and there is, but it's not in the way that you think. It's like whether you realize it or not, you keep fighting the same inner child battle over and over and over again. Your thymic chakra is right here, like right where that little divot is, where the collarbone meets, right there, your rib cage or whatever. It's the chakra between your heart chakra and your throat chakra, your thymic chakra. If you take 2 fingers and you just keep tapping like that, this is going to activate your thymic chakra. Your thymic chakra is your karmic chakra. It helps bring the shadow to light. It helps to bring everything that is hidden to light. It helps you to see what needs to be released. It helps to see it helps you to become aware of whether or not you're seeing things from a wounded perspective. It brings awareness to your inner child wounds. But it helps bring all the darkness to the light so it can be seen, there can be awareness to it, and it can be healed and released in a proper way. So I would recommend doing this. Just doing it for about 5 minutes. It activates your own personal access to your own personal Akashic records. You can do this and also ask Archangel Gabriel to bring you enlightenment, to help you work through whatever struggle it is that you're dealing with. But I feel like the biggest thing right now is that you're not necessarily seeing the entire truth of a situation, because it's a situation that is triggering a lot of wounds or has created a lot of wounds, and everything is being seen from a wounded perspective, and it's making it difficult for you to get past it. Yeah, because it's like, I feel like you have committed yourself to some sort of desire, to some sort of dream for something. You've committed yourself to something, or this is involving your relationships, what you're agreeing to, what you're connected to. I feel like you're waiting for some sort of change to happen, or waiting to receive something. But I feel like there's a need for you to not necessarily take action, but be mindful of the actions that you're taking right now. It's like you've committed yourself to this idea that you're waiting to be chosen, or you're waiting for the universe to bless you, or you know how like a lot of religions and a lot of religious people, it's almost like everybody's waiting for God to come, or for Jesus to come, or from some divine power to come down and rescue all the good people that are suffering. We get into that space in relationships. You're waiting for this person to show up to sweep you off your feet. You're waiting for abundance to come in and save you from poverty. It's almost like we've gotten into this mindset that when we're suffering through something, that we're just supposed to remain faithful through the suffering and wait for our suffering to be blessed. And I feel like that particular belief, or a belief similar to that you need to wait for something to be presented to you, I feel like that's what's creating the suffering, because it's like you're waiting to be chosen. And when you're not getting chosen, when you're not seeing any movement, you're feeling as if, well, I must not be good enough. I must not be doing it right. You know, everybody always asks, why would God allow all this suffering? God told us all that we were creators, that we had free will. But we're all sitting here going, oh, please save us from this misery. You know what I mean? Like, that's it's also like, for some of you, this might be in regards to a relationship. You have the way it's like you've committed yourself to some sort of belief that it's like it's all a very strategic game. That and it's like you feel like you're wholeheartedly committing yourself faithfully to something, but because of the way you're looking at it, because of the way you're approaching this, you're approaching it in the sense of like, this is a very strategic kind of game. I have to play this game. I have to do this. I have to act like I don't care so I can receive, but you're not putting in the proper kind of action yourself. And I'm not saying like when it, like if this is in regards to a relationship, it's not to say that you're not doing enough for that person. But it's like it's your belief. It's almost like you've been told this person is your twin flame, and if this person is your twin flame, this is how you have to do it. You have to heal. You have to act like you don't care. You have to act like everything's fine. You have to detach from this person, and then they'll come towards you. But it's like that belief in and of itself is a negative belief. It's a restrictive belief. It's a belief that diminishes your value. And it's a belief that encourages the idea that you don't have any control over what's going on, that you don't have free will. Does that make sense? It's like the way, like, you've committed yourself to a certain healing path in order to obtain something very specific. But the way that you have learned to go about this is in a way that is diminishing your own power. It's in a way that is encouraging a belief that you're still not good enough. Does that make sense? Let me see if we can get a little more clarity on what this is. How are you showing up in this energy? You're showing up as Six of Cups, which Six of Cups is a really good energy. It's that soulmate energy. It's the energy of nostalgia. It's that energy of having the, the faith of a child, but it's also this kind of like naive kind of energy. Like Six of Cups isn't really taking ownership. And what's crossing you is Three of Pentacles. So it's like you have this really beautiful relationship in theory, right? But it's not really supporting your growth. Or there's nothing practical to build on. And it's because the state that this relationship has been in for quite some time is something that is kind of like leaving you like not satisfied. You keep trying to go about this relationship in the same way. You keep approaching it from the same emotional perspective, from the same romanticized kind of perspective. It's like the Knight of Cups is like, he's like a sucker for a romantic story. He's a sucker for a love story. And the Knight of Cups is also going to be the type of person that is drawn to like the Romeo and Juliet kind of story, which in essence is really not a good love story. They both fucking died, right? It's like you've got this idealized emotional view of this relationship, and and the emotional perspective is what is keeping you dissatisfied, because nothing's coming together, because it's not solidifying for you. You have nothing practical to build on. It might be somebody that you're not connected to, that you're separated from, or there's physical distance, whatever that may be, because you feel that you can't put in any practical effort towards this. It's keeping you in the same kind of emotional state, but that practical effort could be put towards your own personal growth. And I kind of feel like you're saying, but I have been, but have you been doing your own personal growth, or has the personal growth effort that you've been putting in been for the benefit of receiving this relationship? Because you're connecting it to, I'm going to work on myself if I can get this relationship, or if I can get abundance. And every time I don't see that come towards me, I'm going to get frustrated, and I'm going to say, but I'm doing all of this work and I'm not seeing any effort. But you're doing the work for the purpose of gaining something outside of you. And from a spiritual perspective, you can't really go about it that way. And what's in front of you is the Hanged Man. So it's like you keep hitting the same, it's the carrot dangling on a stick, right? The person dangling something in front of you. You're going to keep sitting in this position because you keep approaching it from the same emotional perspective, with the same ideals, the same desire to be rescued and recognized for all your hard work. So the Two of Swords, like there's something that you can be doing, or there's something that you're avoiding doing. There's something that you're not looking into. There's something that needs to be, it's like you have that blind faith. But blind faith doesn't mean you just sit there. Yeah, because something that you're not doing, you're not doing it because you feel like you don't have any say so in the matter. You feel like you're waiting before you can do this. But you have to do this first. Yeah, you have to start walking the path. You've been waiting for a long time, a really long time. And you've put in a lot of valuable effort. It's not that everything's gone to waste, but the emotions are getting in the way. Let's see, 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups. The potential for this relationship is there. The potential for this happiness is there. The Emperor came over flipped upside down. So you have the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. That's all good, right? That's like the perfect soulmate relationship. But this still all seems like something that is not solidified. And then the Emperor comes in flipped over. It's like the physical action, the boundaries, the right type of movement. That's what needs to be addressed. That's what's being ignored. You're hopeful. You're in alignment. You need to be in a space of taking inspired action and not emotional action, not doing the same things that you've always done. It's about taking inspired action and also making some sort of physical change in your own day-to-day routine. And I do feel that doing this thymic chakra thing will help bring that to light for you. Your guidance is the Devil and the 9 of Cups. You're holding on to something because it feels good, but it's also the very same thing that is keeping you from having true emotional contentment. It's important to examine what you're doing in order to feel comfort or to feel a sense of temporary satisfaction. That is what is keeping you stuck. Can we get any more on that? Yeah, it's something in your day-to-day routine. It's something in your routine that, again, is keeping you comfortable. It's giving you some sort of sense of security, but it's it completely contradicts what it is that you're asking the universe to manifest for you. It's like you're asking God to bless you with abundance, but then you're locking yourself in this, like, you know, iron, like, safe, right? And there's no way for this abundance to get in. But the safe makes you feel comfortable, right? This little box makes you feel comfortable. It makes you feel like, okay, I'm just going to stay here because, and once I get this money, I'll be okay. And I can go out and I can build my house and do this and do this and this. But I don't want anybody to see me in the meantime. I don't want anybody to see me while I'm poor. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're asking for something and you're saying, I'm going to stay in my little hidey hole that feels safe until whatever breaks down this wall to give me what I want. But you have to remove the wall. What you're not seeing is Knight of Swords and Two of Pentacles. Like, you have this amazing mental focus. You have this amazing ability to manifest. You have this amazing determination, but your mind is your mind and your focus and your determination, your commitment to a certain way of doing things, that's what's keeping you stuck in the cycle. And this way of doing things might have worked thus far. It might have got you this far, but it's no longer working anymore. You need to be in a space of movement, of moving forward with a sense of purpose, and not moving forward, okay, I'm just going to go and wait for this to come towards me. You need to, like, feel connected to your own sense of purpose to see these things start flowing towards you. You're asking for movement. You have to match the energy and move. I hope that makes sense.